UFC Fight Night Lewis versus Nascimento is coming up this weekend, and today, guys, I have the complete betting guide for you. We are going to go through confident picks, underdog opportunities, fights that I believe you should avoid, my lock of the week, and then we're going to get into a fun part of the video, looking for props and fun parlays. We're going to get into all of it with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Before we get into it, I know it's a little bit of a long intro. I apologize, guys. I don't know if you can tell. I'm extremely congested because of the allergies that are outside right now. It's very nice, and I'm suffering. So I can feel myself deep breathing right now. Hopefully, it doesn't ruin the viewer experience for you. But with that being said, let's start off with the confident picks on the card. The first one is going to be Veronica Hardy. Now, I do have a full card breakdown video diving about as deep as I can get into each fight. This is kind of the betting guide videos. I kind of recap my thoughts on that. If you're interested in me really diving hard into the fights, go check out that video, but I'm going to give a very brief reason as to why I think that these fighters are going to win. I think that JJ Aldrich is your typical WMMA fighter in this division. Nothing special about her. I think Veronica Hardy is just a little bit of a step above that. Nothing too special to go on there. I feel good about Veronica Hardy in this matchup, but let's continue on to the next fight. The next confident pick that I have is going to be Tabitha Ricci. She's taking on Tecia Torres, who has taken quite a long time off, and in that time, Tabitha Ricci is still showing, and I know she has a recent loss, okay? She did still look okay in that fight. I'm still high on Tabitha Ricci as a contender in this division. I'm worried about Tecia Torres, where she's at in her life. She's pushing 35 years old right now. Tabitha Ricci's in her prime. She's probably going to go in there, and she's going to look better. I just feel good about Tabitha Ricci in this matchup. Personally, let's continue on to the next fight, and this one I almost didn't include on the confident picks, okay? I almost didn't include it. It's going to be Chase Hooper versus Vyacheslav Bourquechop. Okay, this is really tough because little part of my gut's telling me that there's a chance that Chase Hooper pulls it off. Don't know why. That's just a complete gut feeling. But I believe Chase Hooper is having a little bit too much of a step up in competition against Vyacheslav Bourquechop. I think that he's going to be miles ahead in the striking. The only problem is if Chase Hooper gets him to the ground, that's where the problems can come about. But I still think that Bourquechop is just a better fighter than Chase Hooper has been taking on. He's looked good in his last two fights, but that's against Nick Fiore and Jordan Levitt. I know people have mixed opinions on Jordan Levitt. I still don't personally think it's a high-level competition. I think that Chase Hooper is biting off a little bit too much more than he can chew right now, and I think Vyacheslav Bourquechop is going to get the win over here. Let's continue on to the next confident pick. It's going to be Sean Woodson. Nothing that Alex Caceres does tells me that he's going to be able to deal with the range of Sean Woodson. If Alex Caceres wants to take him down, I don't believe that's going to happen. I think Sean Woodson is going to do what Sean Woodson usually does. And apologies, I did read a comment, right, saying that I always pronounce Woodston instead of Woodson. I say Woodston. Sorry about that. I'll work on that. I just caught myself a little bit, but I think that Sean is going to just outrange him and do what he usually does to get the win. I'm feeling very good about Sean Woodson in this matchup. Let's continue on to the last confident pick I have for you guys, and it's going to be Mateusz Rebecki. I will say I'm a little bit less confident in this pick than the rest because I still think that Diego Ferreira has it at 39 years old. Don't forget, Diego Ferreira is one of those fighters that's weirdly defying father time right now. I know that he has 3 losses, okay? I know that he has 3 losses. I get it. And he bounced back with a win against Michael Johnson. Doesn't say a lot. Diego Ferreira is a very accomplished and very strong fighter. He can kind of compete with everybody anywhere. But Mateusz Rebecki, he's 31 years old, steamrolling everybody that he's been through right now, and I have no reason to believe that he's not going to do that to a 39-year-old Diego Ferreira. I think that we shouldn't completely count out Diego Ferreira, but at the end of the day, I still do think that Mateusz Rebecki is going to win this fight. Now, guys, I want to talk about some underdog opportunities. These aren't necessarily picks. These are the fighters on the card that I believe if they were to have an upset, it wouldn't shock me at all. These are the 2 underdogs on the card that I am most confident on. The first one's going to be Terrence McKinney. I actually think that Terrence McKinney will win the fight. I'm considering placing a bet on Terrence McKinney because at the time of recording this video, let me take a look at where Terrence McKinney is. Sorry, guys. Sorry. He is a plus 165 underdog. That's where you can kind of find it. That's where it's on a bet online. It's kind of bouncing around that area. Plus 185 I've seen. And anyways, Terrence McKinney, I don't know. I'm not ready to count this guy out yet. Esteban Ribovics is a good fighter, but Terrence McKinney's looked pretty dangerous in his last 2 fights. And I talked about this in the full card breakdown. I don't think his losses are really anything to I don't think his losses are really anything to look at. Or it's like, oh, but he lost to these guys. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. I think he's strong. I think he can compete with anybody anywhere. I actually am picking Terrence McKinney to win this fight. Don't know if I want to bet on it, but that's definitely an underdog opportunity. Now, this one I'm shocked, okay? Joaquin Buckley versus Ruslan Ruziboev. At the time of recording this video, you can find him at about plus 130 Ruziboev. I'm shocked about that. I thought he would be a minus 300-ish favorite. I thought that was going to be the case. I think that Ruziboev is going to be just too big for Joaquin Buckley. I think he's going to be too big and too strong. I hope Joaquin Buckley wins. I really do, but I think that Ruziboev is just going to be, he's going to come in and do what we've known him to do. I don't think Joaquin Buckley really has anything in his toolkit to kind of stop the game plan of Ruziboev. I'm personally feeling good about this one. I'm fairly confident that Ruziboev will win the fight. And please comment down below if you guys think otherwise, because right now, and this is why I want to keep switching from Betway, guys, because if you guys don't know, I use Betway. That's my sports book. They're so late to everything because they don't even have a line for Joaquin Buckley and Ruziboev yet, but he's being listed as an underdog everywhere, and I would have hopped on that a while ago because I think that line has the potential to flip. So please comment down below if you have any sports books that you really like. One for Canada specifically because we don't have access to the great things that the rest of the world has sometimes. But let's move on to the next part of the video, guys. Some fights that I believe you should not be betting on. And I'm going to give a very brief reason why. So the first fight is Jake Hadley versus Charles Johnson. I don't know how the ground exchanges are going to go. Charles Johnson's probably better on the feet. Jake Hadley can definitely explore that ground option. Charles Johnson has suffered against styles like that in the past, but his heart's there. Very, very messy fight to pick. I think that can go anywhere. I don't think you should bet on it. Maybe 1.5. Maybe I don't mind that, but I'm talking about money line bets over here, okay? Next up, Trey Waters, Billy Goff. Very straightforward with this one. I don't know how this fight's going to go. I think it's a very competitive fight. Now, continuing on, we have Alonzo Menifield versus Carlos Ulberg. I think that either guy can knock each other out. I am not nearly as high on Carlos or Ulberg as the rest of the MMA community seems to be. You can find Carlos Ulberg at around a minus 200 favorite right now. Actually, I don't mind. No, I don't think Alonzo Menifield is an underdog enough where it's like an opportunity to bet on him. I don't know, man. I don't know. They're going to swing, and I don't know who's going to connect. I don't know who's going to go up. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it. So let's move on to one more fight that I believe you should avoid, and that is Derek Lewis versus Rodrigo Nascimento. This is primarily because of Derek Lewis. A little while ago, I said that I will forever, never, in a million years, bet on a Derek Lewis fight again. You don't know what's going to happen with this guy. You can't trust him. He's going to get beat up. He sucks, but then he just lands that one bomb every once in a while. I'm done betting on Derek Lewis forever. Any fight that he's a part of, I am staying far, far away from. Let's continue on to my personal lock of the week. And, okay. This one's a gut feeling, okay? The fighter on the card that I believe has a closest to 100% chance to winning the fight, it was almost Mateusz Rebecki, but then I'm like, Diego Ferreira's really good. He's a really, really good fighter. It's going to be, and I have a problem with this because he's 5-0, Robelis Despine. I think that he's going to win the fight because he has the size advantage. He will have the power advantage. He comes in there and he storms his opponents. And I also think that Waldo Cortez Acosta isn't good. He's 11-1, which shocks me. He left me such a sour taste in his mouth against Andrei Arlovsky, his last fight. I don't think he's good. I think he's low volume, and I don't see what people are seeing in Waldo Cortez Acosta sometimes. I think Robelis is going to come in there and destroy a guy who refuses to improve. Because even in the fights, like, if he starts having some issues, he's not going to adjust. He's not going to try to take Robelis down. He's going to go, oh, I'm just messing around. Like, I hate when fighters do that. Left such a sour taste in my mouth, and Robelis came in, stormed his opponent in the UFC debut. I think he's going to do it again. I'm very reluctant to say that a lock of the week is somebody that's 5-0, pushing 36 years old, but he's looked good, man. He's looked good. I'm just feeling really, really good about him. Now, guys, before we move on to the next section of the video, I do want to advertise the channel membership if you guys are interested. If you're interested in seeing my picks, because I talk a lot about betting, of course, if you want to see exactly where I'm putting my money where my mouth is, either that or just supporting the channel, check out the channel membership. It's very cheap compared to other channels. Every Thursday or Friday before the event, I'll be making a YouTube community post and a members only video talking about my bets, why I'm picking these fights, how much money I'm putting down. We're going to get into all of it. So if you want to either support the channel or see my official picks, you can find that link down in the pinned comment description down below or right next to the subscribe button. Also, if you want to use OddsJam, it's a tool that I use in the full card breakdowns. It's a tool that I like for betting. You can see, and this is where I'm trying to find my favorite sportsbook because I've been monitoring it, but there's so many tools on OddsJam, guys. If you want to sign up for OddsJam, use my link in the description, pinned comment down below. Use code Clenbat. You will get a discount if you want to sign up to OddsJam. It's a fantastic tool. It's not, I don't even utilize it for all of the potential that it has. If you have lots of sports books, I personally believe that's where it really shines. So again, go check it out. You can get a discount over there. Thank you for being here, guys. Let's move on to the next part of the video. Now, guys, like I said, this is the more fun part of the video that we talk about over here because, I'm cutting off half the screen. What's wrong with me? Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second here. I'm still getting used to all of my new buttons over there. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. This is the fun part of the video where it's like nothing concrete over here. We just take a look and see what we can get because at the time of recording this video, of course, you can only find early over-unders on fights. So I'm going to talk about like what I personally like to see. If there's any odds that I like over here, we're just going to go through it. Shea Waters, get Billy Goff, minus 181 for over 1.5. I actually don't mind that too much. Chase Hooper and Vyacheslav Bourquechop, I actually don't mind going over 1.5 as well. Veronica Hardy, JJ Aldrich absolutely will go over 1.5, and that's why it's at minus 133, which isn't shocking at all. Esteban Ribovics versus Terrence McKinney is plus money for 1.5. Not something that I want to hit personally. Same with Carlos Olberg, Alonzo Menefield, absolutely not. You don't have anything for Rebecca and Diego Ferreira right now. Robelis Despine, Waldo Cortez Acosta, over 1.5 plus 160. Definitely not touching that as well. Now, Ruzi Boev and Joaquin Buckley. I don't know how that one's going to go for rounds. I don't. So I'm not touching it myself. Of course, you get plus money for Derek Lewis. To be honest, I can see a world where Derek Lewis just doesn't do anything, and then the fight just goes to a decision. We've seen that from Derek Lewis many times in the past. Sean Woods and Alex Caceres definitely will go over, but that's at ridiculous odds over there. Tabitha Ricci and Tisha Dora should go over, but I don't like it at all for the minus 400, and that's over 2.5 over there. And I don't know if my webcam is blocking over right now. You have Kevin Jousset versus Jared Gooden. Over 1.5 is minus 210. That's okay. And Jake Hadley versus Charles Johnson should go over. They have an over 2.5 line right now, and that's minus 250. So, I don't know, man. I'm personally still not feeling too great about any of that, but I'm thinking about targeting both Sean Woodston and Alex Caceres. And probably Veronica, I don't know, man. Veronica Hardy, JJ Aldrich has like crap odds. I might like put them together for a small bet over there. But other than that, let's take a look at what we can make for a fun parlay. This is the fun part of the video, guys. The fun parlay. We just get a little bit ridiculous with it either way. So I'm excited, guys. I can't wait for this card because I'm going to get back to doing what I usually do with this. And that's still, if you guys would help me out in the comments down below, I'm still looking for another sports book over here. So if you know of anything that you really like for whatever reason, just let me know. Because again, they don't have the Joaquin Buckley fight up. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Unless I'm not seeing it right now, but when I was putting on my bets, they don't have it. Regardless, let's make a big fun parlay just for the sake of it. Let's put Sean Woodston. I'm not touching this fight. Not touching this fight. Not touching this fight. Vyacheslav Bourquechop, Kevin Jousset, Veronica Hardy, Tabitha Ricci, Terrence McKinney, Robelis Despine, and not touching that fight. That's plus 36. You get 36, almost 37 times your money for that one. I actually don't mind that at all, but it's too bad that the odds aren't out for all the rounds over here because I would love to start playing around parlays like that. But if I want to do like Sean Woodston, I'm feeling really good about, and Robelis Despine, those odds together I really don't mind. But to be honest with you, with these odds, for me personally, I would typically just target like Sean Woodston at 150 over there. I don't mind that at all personally. But other than that, man, there's not a lot of parlays that I really like going on over here. Kevin just said I don't mind betting on. It's like I see like there's a lot of close fights right now, which is very interesting. So you can kind of see some pretty safe bets going on over here. I don't mind that at all. Derek Lewis and Rodrigo Nascimento, I'm not touching. No way, absolutely not. Not a chance. Get out of here. But honestly, I don't see a lot of parlays that I even want to build unless it's like you open up the round lines. A little bit disappointing for the fun parlay over here. But hey, you know what? What can we do? What can we do, guys? Let me know what you think about all of the picks down below. Thank you very much for watching the video. Check out the full card breakdown on screen right now. I will see you over there. Take care.